Howdy, everybody!
How's it going?
Welcome to Consider This Movie Show Podcast, Episode 6, the Teaser Trailer Travesty.
Edition? Say that 3 times fast.
Teaser Trailer Travesty. Teaser Trailer Travesty. Teaser Trailer Travesty.
Very good.
Alright.
So like to mention, we're going to be talking a lot about movie trailers and their state in today's film industry.
They're everywhere.
They're everywhere.
They're on TV, they're on your movie screens, they're on your phones, they're on YouTube ads, they're on YouTube videos. They're on this.
It's a travesty. Would you say it's a travesty?
I think it's a travesty.
I think it is. So if you didn't notice, we're in a different location today.
We're in Honolulu, Hawaii, live today.
And we're not in our kitchen because... Is our kitchen undergoing renovations?
Yes. Maybe.
It's actually not. We're having a little bit of technical difficulties, but we're going to come to you guys real soon with some new equipment and some new stuff. It's going to sound great. So are you excited for tonight's episode?
I am super excited for this episode.
What are you most excited to talk about?
One of the trailers. You'll have to find out.
You'll have to wait and see. Also tonight, we're going to be reviewing Punch Drunk Love, which is right back there.
Adam Sandler's highest rated movie and probably least known.
Also, we're going to be keeping an eye on our live chat. We haven't been doing that before because too much stuff going on. But
talk to you guys can talk to us.
We downloaded some more RAM in our brains so we can handle the multitasking. And without any further ado...
Can I do that? I didn't know I could multitask.
You could do that, yeah. When you were sleeping the other day, I put the extra RAM in there.
Oh,
yeah.
That's
so
why.
Without any further ado, be prepared for our new ramified brains, and we're going to bring you some teeny tiny bit of movie news.
Just a wee bit. This week was very slow, just like the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of movie news. There was more trailers this week than anything.
A lot of trailers.
Yeah, a lot of movie trailers, but 2 little teeny tiny things we wanted to touch on. One, we have talked about this in a previous episode, and we're going to bring it up again. Jon Favreau is directing The Lion King live action, which it's not entirely live action if you think about it, but
it's more CG.
I think it'd be interesting. Well, let me give you the news and we'll talk about it. So he confirmed that. He also confirmed that he'll be doing Jungle Book 2, and they'll be filming those back to back. First off, you just saw The Jungle Book, the one that came out this year. Did you like it?
Saw it just this week. I liked it. I thought it was gorgeous. I thought the sound was, pretty good. It felt like you were really there in that jungle in a book.
Yeah, they did a really good job. You felt like animals could talk. It was really nice.
Yeah.
I wasn't a huge fan of the movie. I hate these remakes, but as far as the remake goes, did a good job. I don't think Jungle Book 2 is necessary.
Yeah, Jungle Book 2, I never saw the Jungle Book 2 that was animated.
I think that was one of the direct-to-video ones, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the original Jungle Book from the 60s, 67 I believe. This one, there was only one live actor. It was Mowgli, the man cub, and he wasn't a great actor.
No,
but
Neil
you gotta be fair.
Is his name. To be fair,
he wasn't acting at anyone or anything.
Yeah,
it was just all fake things, and he was on a set that was rotating around, just a giant blue screen the whole time. He was never in that jungle.
Yeah, not talking to any animals. It's a lot of dudes in blue suits. If you guys haven't seen it, I do recommend either getting the Blu-ray or getting to some of the behind-the-scenes footage of how this film was made. It's the spectacle of filmmaking, how this thing happened. But yeah,
it's really cool.
It was decent. I'm not huge on Jon Favreau coming back. I think he's a great director. The movies of his I've seen that he directed were awesome, and I would like to see him try something different than another talking animal movie.
Yeah, he's doing 2 more back-to-back.
Yeah.
And I guess the Jungle Book 2 will have at least 1, probably 2 or 3 humans in it.
It might have some more humans, yeah. But it's
so that'll make it interesting. But Lion King is a live-action movie with no humans in it.
I think one way it could be cool is if they pull a reverse of the Jungle Book and instead of completely animating all the creatures and environments, they film it kind of like Planet Earth and get like live 4K, 8K footage of
the animals
of these like terrains that they're going to film in.
At least in the terrains,
or the jungle or wherever it is. I think it would look really cool.
Yeah, definitely.
So that could be one way where they get live action enough and maybe feature some real animals in the background. Obviously not the talking ones, but that's the one way I'd be very interested. Right now, I'm just kind of interested.
Yeah, I'm a little skeptical of these movies because they're sort of not really ruining, but they're changing the legacy of the movies that they're remaking, and they're basically remaking all of Disney's best, most
The best
iconic
ones, right?
movies.
They should
At
remake
least
something
a lot
like
of them.
The Great Mouse Detective, something people don't know as well.
Yeah, right?
Instead of The Lion King. And my other concern is voice actors. Who are they going to get to voice The Lion King? Are they going to
Yeah, are they
pull
gonna-
the originals? Are they going to get some new guys?
Yeah, because it was so recent that pretty sure every actor from The Lion King is still alive.
I think so.
Where at least in the Jungle Book, it had been a very long time ago with a movie that not everyone knew, especially in 2016.
Yeah,
a lot of
the
people
voices
didn't
weren't
know the
as
Jungle Book.
recognizable in the original Jungle Book. I mean, in this,
Yeah, exactly.
in The Lion King, you had James Earl Jones. You had Elton John singing songs.
You had the kid from Home Improvement.
Yeah. You had Jeremy Irons as Scar, which was insane.
Oh yeah.
Rowan Atkinson, not as much of a memorable voice, but he was in there. And
Who did he play?
he played Zazu, I think, or Wazoo, the bird.
Oh my
yeah.
god, I never knew
The
that.
voice cast is really good.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm
Whoopi
sure they
Goldberg
could
played
find-
one of the hyenas.
Yeah, and Cheech and Chong, or one of the Cheech and Chong.
Oh yeah, I think Cheech.
So it's like a very iconic voice cast too. So that's it. What wouldn't shock me is if they did a complete shot-for-shot voiceover remake, pretty much
Of
like an
Lion
HD,
King.
like an HD remake, kind of
Lion
like
King HD.
essentially Lion King HD. That wouldn't shock me. I don't think people would be. I think it's still gonna make $1 billion.
Yeah, it's gonna make
if
a
they
lot.
do that. Or if
Jungle
they do
Book
that.
almost made $1 billion, and a lot of people didn't know what it
Yeah,
was.
Jungle Book's not that popular, so Lion King guaranteed billion. But that's
Also-
Jon Favreau's life for the next 5 years.
I thought the new voices and the reimagining of some of the old characters didn't fit too well. However, I
Are you
loved
referencing
Shere
the
Khan.
Jungle Book, right?
Yeah, in the Jungle Book. Sorry.
That's fine.
And I loved Shere Khan in the original, and I loved Idris Elba as Shere Khan in the remake.
He was good.
I thought he was awesome.
You,
The rest
you
of them I
mentioned you
didn't
didn't like, I forget the snake's name, but you didn't like the new snake with Scarlett Johansson,
Scarlett
right?
Johansson. She just didn't fit.
Yeah.
It just sounded like Scarlett Johansson's voice. She didn't do anything with it, and she was in it for 2 minutes.
She wasn't in it for too long, yeah. So it's
The
not a
snake
big
is at
deal.
least in it for probably around 10 minutes in the original.
Yeah.
The vultures weren't in it, which is one of my favorite parts of the
The
original.
Beatles or whatever. you
Yeah,
said?
the pretend Beatles.
Yeah.
So that didn't really hurt the movie. I liked some of the landscapes and the adventure type stuff from the movie, but I definitely think it was a little odd.
Yeah, it wasn't a perfect movie, which is why I don't want to see. I mean, Jon Favreau did his best. Maybe he wants to try again.
I don't think he did a bad job.
Yeah.
I just, again, kind of agree with you that it wasn't 100% necessary,
Yeah,
but
that's Jon Favreau. Hopefully before this next one, he gets to do something original again, or Chef 2, please.
yeah, Chef 2 would be fun.
That'd be
Iron
nice.
Man 4 would be
Oh,
fun.
that'd be cool. Speaking of, we'll get to that in a second. The next bit of movie news isn't really movie news, but it's more of just an announcement kind of thing. Gareth Edwards said that George Lucas, I guess, screened the movie at some point this week, and he really liked it. So Gareth Edwards, of course, the director of Rogue One, he said, "I can die happy now." George Lucas saw Rogue One and
This
liked
is
it.
the type of news that we give you this week. How exciting of a news week it is that
Yeah,
we can
there's-
tell you George Lucas liked
Yeah,
a
there's
movie
not much.
that he inspired.
But does him liking the movie that he inspire you for Rogue One? Does it make you more excited? Are you a little? Because just for frame of reference, I don't think he really liked Episode 7. He was kind of vocal about it last year that it's not really what he had envisioned, but he didn't slander it in any way. It was just more of a
Yeah. Audience, how do you feel that
Yeah.
George Lucas liked Rogue One? Because like you said, he didn't like Rogue One, or he likes Rogue One.
He likes
didn't
Rogue
like
One. He
The
wasn't
Force
a fan of
Awakens.
Force Awakens.
I loved The Force Awakens. It's
Me too.
my favorite Star Wars movie, which we will talk about next week on the Star Wars
nice.
episode
Nice
of
drop.
Consider This Movie Show, episode 7.
We'll tell you a little bit more about that later on the show, but we will be doing Star Wars next week. So, Force Awakens your favorite. You think Rogue One can top it?
No,
No, why not?
because I really liked Force Awakens.
That good?
It was that good. And I think Rogue One will be very good. If they had played it like a total full-out war movie, I think that would have been amazing. And I heard that they kind of strayed from that. I absolutely loved the first Rogue One trailer. Since then, I thought it looks good, but I'm not as excited.
I don't know how much they strayed. There were definitely reshoots, which of course creates a lot of rumors, but we'll wait till...
There's reshoots in those movies.
Yeah, there's reshoots on most movies, but they made a big deal about this one, some news outlets. So we'll see what these reshoots were exactly. I hope they stay truer to their original dark tone, but like you said, if they veer from it, we'll have to see how that turns out. It's kind of a double-edged sword, bittersweet feeling how I feel about George Lucas' statement, because first of all, he's the father of Star Wars. So if he approves of a Star Wars film or entity, whatever it is, it's pretty good. It's hopeful. It gives you some hope.
But he also loved the prequel trilogy.
But yeah, on the other hand, he created the prequels.
Which he directed all.
I'll give him this. The prequels did something Force Awakens didn't completely do, which is they were original-ish. They had some new ideas, some new villains. I mean, they have to. They're older.
Yeah.
They did harken back to the originals a fair bit, but he tried something different instead of a complaint with Episode 7 being it's pretty much a remake of A New Hope. Which I don't think it is exactly, but it's one of the reasons I wasn't huge on it. It didn't show me too much new I hadn't seen before.
That makes sense. There was nothing totally original about the movie, but I think it was a very nice, interesting, very entertaining combination of
Yeah, JJ did a good job, which we'll talk about a little bit more next week. But back to this. I'm glad he liked Rogue One. I think it's been long enough since Force Awakens that he saw a Star Wars movie made by someone out of his control that he's gotten a little bit used to not being the Star Wars guy anymore, and I think he's kind of enjoying it the way we would. So him liking the movie means hopefully we like the movie. I don't know.
Now, normally I'd say that's a good thing, and I still think it is, but the fact that he didn't like Force Awakens and really liked this one makes me a bit skeptical.
Yeah?
I don't think there's going to be a correlation, but let's just see the movie.
Maybe he's a little bit more forgiving because Force Awakens is part of his 9.
That's true.
6, 7, 9.
Because it's one that he basically wrote himself, right? Or had the idea.
I think he had some treatments for Episode 7, and that was thrown out the window. But Rogue One's like a new concept, pretty much. So I think he's like, this is cool. I like what you did here. I don't know. I didn't read the guy's mind. But from what I've heard,
really?
Yeah, I can't do that.
Your new RAM processor didn't let you do that?
It's RAM, but it's not Bluetooth.
Oh.
Unfortunately, yeah.
You gotta update that, man. Buy a dongle.
Don't even get
Bluetooth dongle.
Anyway, so yeah, that's all the movie news we have for you. But today's episode is trailer talk, which we're gonna get into, right?
Or trailer singing.
Or trailer singing. Tim's the singer, I'm the talker. So just a quick recap of what trailers we got this week. We got a lot. We got.
Want to just read them off one by one?
Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Transformers: The Last Night.
The Mummy, the remake.
Furious 8, the 7th remake.
Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Fist Fight.
Fist Fight, the second trailer. But yeah, Fist Fight, which is okay. The Belko Experiment, written by James Gunn.
The Circle, with Emma Watson and Tom Hanks.
And that's all the ones we're aware of, and that's a lot. I think that's 8 or 9 trailers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
That's a lot of new
it's a
stuff
lot
in
of
a
trailers.
week. Let's talk about
Let's
it.
start talking about them. The first one, the most exciting one,
Ah!
James Gunn wrote
so
The
sorry.
Belko Experiment. How excited are you for The Belko Experiment?
I am kind of excited.
I'm not. But that's not the one we're going to talk about first. We're going to be talking about Guardians of the Galaxy 2. The teaser dropped this week. They had a shorter teaser a few weeks ago, right? This is more of a full trailer kind of thing.
Yeah, the original was just kind of like a little thing, like here's some cool shots from the movie.
Here's some really cool shots, and here's a little bit of a joke and a goof, and we'll see what happens.
And now this one is still sort of a teaser, but more cool shots.
Yeah, you got more cool stuff. You kind of see them fight. Well, in the beginning of the trailer, if you guys haven't seen it, all the links to these trailers are below. In the beginning, they're fighting a monster, which looks really cool and colorful. I expect very colorful and vibrant from these movies now.
As much, I love it. Lots of purple.
Lots of purple and red and spacey, and you get to see the characters, and they're kind of new looks. I mean, Groot is a baby now. Rocket looks slightly different. Some of the characters have different outfits. So it's definitely the sequel.
It's really the biggest change. It looks like Groot has a big change because he's a different person, but the biggest personality change seems to be Dave Bautista, Drax the Destroyer.
Yeah, he's a lot more lighthearted.
Yeah.
He's grown less grumpy. I mean, you kind of see that transformation in the first one, and you see it full form here. I love his part at the end of the trailer where he's just messing around with Peter Quill, which he did in the other trailer too. So I think these two are going to have a nice head-to-head, but maybe have a heartwarming, we're friends at the end.
Like a buddy cop type deal in space.
Kinda, yeah. How'd you feel about Baby Groot? He seems to be the talk of the town.
He seems to be more comic relief, which I don't think they technically needed, but it's a nice... I like that all the characters aren't totally the same from the first one. Like, that's a pretty drastic change, and it seems like he's going to be kind of the dog of the group. He already was, but at least he was a very helpful dog. Now he's going to be the
cute
dog.
Disney sidekick?
Yeah, the cute Disney sidekick. That's going to end up probably getting them more into trouble than less.
You do see him kicking some butt at some point in the trailer, which I like. I like even though he's small, he still packs a punch.
And the fact that he's small can let him get into smaller places,
Yeah,
and it just creates some more room for versatility with the
Big Groot had some height, little Groot has some width or something.
Yeah, like, because now that they're all together, Drax can just be the muscle of the group instead of Groot, and then Groot can be like some more comic relief side.
I think
plot.
every character has a bit of comic relief.
Yeah, exactly.
Barring Gamora, I don't think she's.
Yeah, not really Gamora.
But yeah, we're gonna see how these guys interact. We're gonna see what's new. I'm very excited. I think this is a great. This trailer gives me hope because you kind of get worried with sequels to a movie this good. You're like, what are they gonna do with it? And
Guardians of the Galaxy is one of my favorite movies of all time.
All time, interesting.
It's up there, definitely
Okay.
top 20. I want to
So
say.
to see like footage like this, does that get you excited to see that
It
they're
gets
doing
me
something
excited.
new and you're back in this universe and it's gonna be a fun time?
See, to me, I don't think they could make a movie as good as Guardians of the Galaxy. That's why I'm not like just exploding with happiness, even though I kind of am anyway.
You're cautiously optimistic.
But yeah, it's like I don't. It's like my baby, you know. I don't know if they can recreate it, make another good one.
Fair enough.
But I still think it'll be really good. I'm very excited for it.
I think it'll be a fun time at the movies. My biggest hope is, I wouldn't say biggest, but something I'm very much looking forward to is what is going to be on this Volume 2 mixtape.
Oh
Do
yeah.
you have any predictions? I do not.
And predictions. They played "Sweet Song" by same people make Ballroom Blitz. I forget what the song's called. Might be Teenage Rampage or something like that.
Okay.
But
Do you know when they're going for targeting these songs? 80s probably?
I
Early
want
80s?
to, because this one was like mid to late 70s, right?
Yeah, so maybe
Like
late
70s pop.
later
So-
70s, early 80s?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Because it wasn't probably too much longer after he got his original mixtape.
Sure.
Probably in a few years.
I'm interested to see this this soundtrack. But moving on to our next trailer, we mentioned earlier that Transformers 5.
The Last Night.
The last night, yeah. How'd you feel about it?
It looks kind of cool. I wasn't 100% sure what was going on. There was just a lot of action shots. It seems like Optimus Prime is dead, but then he comes back and then he's bad.
Yeah, I
He
think
fights
there was a
Bumblebee.
line that's like, Optimus is gone. And then about 30 seconds later, Optimus is back. But he looks evil.
Yeah, he's fighting Bumblebee, and Bumblebee's always the good guy, so...
Yeah, Bumblebee is the one we are attached to, and Optimus is
From
trying
all
to
4 movies.
whoop his butt. This looks just as convoluted as any of the other Transformers. You know it's going to be a 2.5-hour movie just by watching the trailer.
Yeah.
They got Anthony Hopkins, who's pretty hot right now, with the Westworld and whatnot. I wonder how big of a role he plays beyond narrator.
I wish Stanley Tucci was coming back. Is he coming back for this one?
I don't know.
I don't remember what happened to him in the first time.
Mark
to be
Wahlberg
honest.
is.
Mark
I'm a
Wahlberg is
different
definitely
guy.
coming
I think
back.
he's cool. He's a change of pace from Shia.
Is
which is
TJ
fine.
Miller coming back?
No, he died. He did. He's too busy doing Office
I
Christmas
love
Party
him
and
and
Deadpool.
Stanley Tucci.
But yeah, this is Michael Bay's last Transformers movie.
Really?
I'm hoping it's fun. I mean, these Transformer movies are not that good, but they're
all
fun.
the money that they make in China and
Nope,
in the US.
I think they're gonna make more. Just Michael Bay's
Oh, Michael Bay's not going to do them anymore.
running out of steam. Yeah,
But where's the no story and lots of explosions going to go? To
They'll
Michael
find
Bay's
someone.
other movie.
He's probably been preening someone to take over as his protege.
Oh, I thought you were going to say he's probably going to make another movie, and that's where you'll find.
I think he's
No
gonna
story
make
and lots of
Bad Boys
explosions.
3 eventually. So
Oh,
that might be what's
yeah.
next. But yeah, this looks convoluted. The trailer looked goofy, but there's explosions and there's CGI robots. I'll be there.
I'm in.
I'll be there. IMAX not opening night, but maybe opening week. I'll be there.
A lot of people didn't like the 4th Transformers.
The 4th one is my
Age of
favorite.
Extinction.
I had
It is
the most
also my
fun
favorite.
watching it. We saw it in IMAX, to be fair, so that
Please,
definitely aided.
please don't judge us. It was a lot of fun. It's not a good movie, but it was really fun to watch, especially in IMAX.
It's a really cool movie to watch in IMAX and see things explode and see an Irish guy yelling at Mark Wahlberg, right? Scottish guy.
Scottish, I would say. Stanley Tucci, right?
Well, the boyfriend. It doesn't matter. We're gonna
Oh,
move
the
on
boyfriend?
to our
Oh, yeah.
next trailer,
That guy.
which was for The Mummy, starring Brendan Fraser and Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Nope.
Now, who's in this one?
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise.
I don't remember the girl's name.
I don't remember her name.
We should start doing our research.
We do research. We know this trailer came out. How is that not research?
What were we talking about? Sorry, I have a 2-second memory. We did our research. I just forgot.
Yeah, we did a lot of research. Well, we didn't do a lot of research, but we saw the trailer, and the first half of the trailer where they're in the plane, again, if you haven't seen the trailer, links below, when they're in the plane, is very cool. It's actiony. It kind of feels like Mission Impossible 6.
Yeah.
Plane explodes, things flipping around, and it's exciting. The second half of the trailer kind of bored me, but
I thought it was cool.
I'm looking
there was some
forward to this.
action. It wasn't focused action, but it was action.
This is officially Universal's first entry in their monster movie universe. So their plan is to do a Marvel kind of cinematic universe with the monster movies. So they're doing The Mummy, Frankenstein, Dr. Jekyll and Hyde, I presume.
And they're all going to come together?
They're all going to tie in eventually.
That's pretty interesting.
So Russell Crowe, I believe, plays Dr. Jekyll or Dr. Hyde. So you're going to see some transformation from him. The Mummy is played by the female villain from The Kingsman, the one with the sword legs. So she's cool. I like her. She's also in Star Trek Beyond recently. Yeah, I'm a little bit sad that Brendan Fraser's not in this. I miss Brendan.
Or The Rock.
He's my guy. Yeah, The Rock. He's busy, but Brendan was my man. I wonder where he went.
He's sitting at home with Donnie Wahlberg somewhere.
Yeah. I wish.
And Leif Garrett.
I wish. Brendan Fraser, Donnie Wahlberg team up movie. The other guys too. That'd be alright.
The other guys.
Are you excited for a monster movie, cinematic universe, whatever, yada yada?
I don't know about cinematic universe, but I'm excited for a monster movie.
Yeah, I'm excited to see these monsters make a comeback.
Like an action-y monster movie.
They just
Hopefully
tried
it's good.
Dracula. Did you see Dracula Untold by any chance?
did not.
Yeah, me either. I heard it was not that great. It's kind of a
No.
bummer. And that was originally...
Stinksville.
Yeah, it was originally supposed to be the first movie in the cinematic universe, but...
And they said, nah.
Yeah, I think it sucked so bad. They're like, you know what?
It was the opposite of Iron Man, where they were like, we're just going to make this one movie. Oh, it's so good, we're going to combine it.
Yeah, pretty much. So that's what happened there. And my hope, I mentioned this to some people earlier this week. Have you seen the movie Monster Squad?
No.
It's a very campy 80s kids Halloween movie written by Shane Black.
That sounds fun.
And it's these kids in maybe 6th, 7th grade. They're like 12, 13 years old. And one night, Dracula, Frankenstein, the Mummy, all these people come back from the dead, and it's up to these kids to take them all down. So if...
Machine guns.
I wish. No, they take them down with their smarts and some books and stuff. But what
So
my
it's
hope is
Home Alone
that
in
all
the
these
woods.
movies kind of lead up to a Monster Squad remake.
Ooh.
That would be awesome. But I don't think that's what's going to happen here. So that's
Never say
The
never.
Mummy 5. Never say never. Was that the quote from something?
Justin Bieber.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking it was a quote from Furious. Wasn't Furious had a quote? Furious 7?
Something about family.
Something about family? Furious 7. I'm going to look that
We're
up.
gonna look
But
it up.
while I look that up, Furious 8
Furious
trailer
8,
dropped.
sort of trailer.
Yeah, not really a trailer.
It's more like a DVD special feature Blu-ray edition.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just...
It's essentially a lot of the characters talking about their past experiences. Like a lot of the actors talk about their characters and family and all the values this movie's about. And then at the end, you get to see some behind-the-scenes footage of Furious 8.
Yeah, it's a lot of clips from previous Furious movies. There's Paul Walker in there, obviously, because he's kind of the poster child now.
A little bit of Charlize Theron at the end, so that's kind of cool. She's going to be in the movie. You don't know if she's going to be a villain or a sidekick, but kind of cool. Also, what else did we get to see? Yeah, we got to see clips from the old Fast and Furious. I've never seen a Furious movie.
I saw Furious 7. It was pretty cool.
So, are you excited for 8? Are you sad it didn't show you that much?
I don't think this trailer added anything. In fact, it made me a little disappointed.
Yeah, you didn't see much. I mean, at the very least, it's like, yo, we're making an 8th movie.
Yeah, it's gonna come out. We're gonna get a trailer hopefully soon.
Yeah, the trailer is a teaser trailer for a trailer debut, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Boy, that's super annoying. But on I think December 11th, they're having a trailer debut event.
So I guess we can talk about it next week.
They're having a full event for this trailer, Timothy. But
Yes, sir.
yeah, that's pretty much all there is to say about Furious 8. Moving on, we got an even shorter trailer tease.
The
but maybe more
shortest
footage
teaser I've ever seen, maybe.
for Spider-Man Homecoming. It was fun.
Yeah, it's just Spider-Man kind of getting his new suit
It's like
from
some hand
Jon Favreau.
Yeah, Jon Favreau's back.
Happy's
Happy
back.
Hogan is going to be in this movie, hopefully. And it's him in a hotel room shooting some iPhone-style footage of him getting his new suit. And I think if this trailer is any indication, they're probably going to drop a full-on suit. They usually do these teases around a week before a trailer, maybe even earlier. So, again, we'll be able to talk about that more. But this is a teaser for a teaser.
But it got me excited. Well, one, for the trailer, and two, for the fact that this entire movie is taking place after Civil War.
Yeah, it's not going to be an origin story.
No
They'll probably
origin story at
mention
all.
it, but it's not going to be a full origin story.
Which I really like, because you already know this character the way he is. I don't need to learn about how he got his powers. That's already been done twice for Spider-Man. So.
And it puts the movie back on our radar, which is cool.
Yeah.
So, Spider-Man Homecoming, look out for a trailer for that. Next on the list, we have the second trailer for Let's say fast fist fight
I'ma fight you
in the parking lot
tonight
after school.
in the parking lot. I just wanted to say parking.
Well, Ice Cube is not Bostonian or from
But it's still fun to
Massachusetts in this
say.
one. But yeah, we got a second trailer for Fist Fight, which is the after school fighting movie with Charlie Day and Ice Cube. I don't know. I don't know.
It
It's a
could
really
be
goofy
funny.
concept.
Yeah, it's very goofy.
The trailer, this is the problem I have with this trailer. You saw it too, right? This trailer is the movie. It's a quick synopsis of the entire movie.
Yeah, you pretty much see the end all the way up to the fight in the parking lot.
You
don't know who
see
wins,
who
but
wins that
that's
fight
about it.
or the outcome, but that's about where you get left off. So realistically, you're going to the theater to see the last 10 minutes of the movie. I mean, you're going for the last.
Yeah, the jokes in the middle that hopefully they didn't show you.
For
Hopefully the
a
funniest
ridiculous
jokes are not
concept,
in
this
the
movie kind of reminds me of Bully or the Bully. Rick Moranis was in it in like the 90s, and Tom Arnold, and they're both, I think, teachers, and one bullies the other, and it's similar concept. Not
That sounds
really.
kind of funny.
Yeah, I remember it being not the worst thing in the world. So maybe put Rick Moranis into retirement. I don't know.
Maybe.
The next trailer we're
Hasn't
gonna
done
have
anything in a while.
is James Gunn again. James Gunn wrote this movie, I believe. I don't think he directed
Yeah,
somebody
director of Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2.
is writing or has written the Belko Experiment. This one's about a bunch of people who work in an office building, and then one day the building's put on lockdown by you know who, or who knows who.
We
And
don't know.
God knows who.
Could be Voldemort.
It could be Voldemort. I don't know.
Or I guess that's he.
I mean, they are reviving the Harry Potter franchise, so.
Yeah.
And you gotta
See
kill,
the tie-in?
pretty much all these employees have to kill each other, or kill or be killed, is the theme of this trailer.
We've seen it before. It was in The Dark Knight. It's in
the
Saw.
movies, yeah. It looks okay. I mean, the fact that James Gunn wrote it gets me a little bit interested, but I think that's why that's their main sell for the movie. I don't think it's gonna be so hot.
It's like one of those concepts that seems really interesting, but I don't know where they could go with it that they haven't gone before.
Yeah.
Where like they try to be nice at first, and then you see it in the trailer. Then they start killing each other. They all turn on each other, and maybe one of them will make it out alive. Maybe one won't. Maybe a lot of them will. and
My
they'll find the
prediction
secret.
is, and then there were none. I think they're all gonna die some way.
But I can't see a super original way to get through the movie. So I'm kind of excited to see how it happens, but I don't have very high expectations.
A trailer's purpose should be to get you interested enough to go see a movie. This one got me interested that James Gunn's involved, but
Hey.
I will not be seeing this in theaters, I don't think.
I'll wait for the reviews. If it has very bad reviews, I might not.
There's some early reviews. I think they screened it at some festival. It's sitting around, I think, at 60 on Rotten Tomatoes. But I mean, it's too early to tell. But
Yeah.
again, just a little bit less hope there.
Stays at a 60, I might go.
Yeah. And the last trailer we're going to talk about is The Circle, starring Tom Hanks, Emma
And-
Watson, and there was a third guy involved.
Yeah, there's somebody else. I
Some
don't
guy
remember.
from Star Wars. Finn?
Oh yeah, John Boyega.
John Boyega is in this one too. So I guess this is in between all their other big movies like Beauty and the Beast and Star Wars 8. They have some free time.
And every Spielberg movie that Tom Hanks is in.
Yeah.
Which is
So
all-
I think this is one of those free time movies. It's based on a book that they claim to be a bestseller, top book ever. They do that with every movie trailer.
Yeah.
It looked whatever. It looks like an episode of Black Mirror or Twilight Zone or some sci-fi
It looks
stuff
interesting.
that I've heard before. I mean, it's again nothing you haven't seen before. If you guys haven't seen the trailer, these guys work for a company called The Circle,
It sounds like Google to me.
and The Circle knows everything you're doing.
It's
Artificial intelligence, yada yada yada.
basically like open source code. Like everyone knows everything. They all share their knowledge. Everybody wants to know everything about everything else.
Yeah, but it's too much knowledge.
And it's a utopia.
Yeah.
And then there's a couple higher up people, and they just they decide that it's not like there's just a couple people in power.
You don't know what they decide. You haven't seen the movie.
I know everything about this movie.
Did you read the book?
I will.
This trailer again didn't get me interested. That's why we saved these trailers for last.
It got me kind of interested. I don't think it'll be great. Again, I don't really know where they can go with it that hasn't already been done before, where there's this utopia that's actually dystopia led by a couple higher up people.
Yeah,
You
that
see
seems
it.
to be the hook of the trailer is utopia. That seems to be dystopia, and I've seen that too many times. So the hook just missed me.
Okay.
With that being said, we're gonna talk more generally about trailers, how we feel about them. I mean, it's pretty obvious. Tim mentioned earlier, when you go see a movie in theaters, you get 20 minutes of trailers.
There's like at least 8 or 9 trailers that you see before every movie. I personally love that experience of going to a movie theater, sitting back, having some popcorn in my hands, just devouring it while watching the trailers. And
Sure.
most of the time, the trailers make me really want to see the movie.
Again, before movies, you do get the trailers, which we'll talk about in a sec. You get them on TV. You get them before YouTube videos. They're in your ads. You get trailers for trailers. You get teasers for trailers. You get trailer debut event teasers. You get some mini trailers before trailers. It's hectic. But you said you enjoy... Okay, so before every movie, you get like 15 to 25 minutes of trailers. You enjoy that?
I enjoy it. Maybe a little bit less of the trailers. But
I think we have someone who wants to be on the show. Do you want to...
No.
Never mind. Do you like trailers?
No.
She does not.
All
That's
right.
Tim's girlfriend, everybody. But what about you? How do you feel about these 20-minute... It's pretty much like...
They can half the time
a fifth
from the
of the
trailers.
movie's length is the trailers.
Yeah, it's too many.
You
I
think it
don't
should be
like
cut
seeing
down?
all these. You could cut down at least a couple of them. I do really enjoy watching the trailers, but it just lengthens the movie too much.
I enjoy two types of trailer experiences. One, the main purpose is movies I didn't know existed. Seeing
Yes.
a trailer for them and they look cool. That I'm excited about. And the other is movies that I'm very hyped for, like a Marvel movie or a Star Wars movie, and seeing that trailer in a movie theater.
In the big screen.
Kind of gives you a little tease of what the movie will actually look like on the big screen when you go see it the opening week or whatever. So that I like. I do agree there's too many.
And I believe that around half of the movies now reveal too much.
And I think it's gotten longer. I don't have actual factual evidence about this, but I think movie trailers before films have gotten like a lot longer. I don't remember them always being 20 minutes.
Yeah,
I could be wrong.
I think maybe 15 was the average back 10, 15 years ago, and I think that's fine. 15 minutes of trailers.
Yeah,
You can
that's
do
like
that.
pushing it still. I think now they
any
go
more
up
than
to
that is too
25.
much.
It's insane.
Yes.
And some trailers have the actor come on before and be like, hey, thanks for coming out to see this. Here's my new movie. Yada, yada, yada.
That's too much.
It's insane.
I don't need that.
But this is the travesty with trailers. First off, a trailer serves one purpose, or several purposes. The purpose of a trailer is, one, you learn about a movie you didn't know existed. It's pretty much the first piece of advertising you should see. Two, it's supposed to hook you. It's supposed to tell you not too much about the movie, but give you an idea of the tone, who's in
Just
it,
the premise of the movie,
the
and
premise,
the
and
actors.
say, if this excites you, come see the movie. Which is why I think a good movie only needs one trailer.
Agreed.
But so many movies now have like 5, 6 trailers, TV spots, clips. You could kind of piece together like 20% of a movie now just from what they release before the thing even comes out in theaters. Like the Avengers movies, they get a ton of clips, and that's my main problem with so many trailers is usually if a movie can hook me with the first trailer, any more than that, I'm just getting spoiled. Because I feel like beyond the first trailer is like Fist Fight, for example. The first trailer of that intrigued you with a pretty silly plot, but you're like, I could go see that. 2 guys fighting, 2 teachers fighting, Ice Cube, Charlie Day. That's good. But then the second trailer, which they're like obligated to make for some reason, there's not much more to give you about the premise or hook. So they're like, all right, well, here's the movie. And that's what like irritates me. Is trailers that are the movie.
Actually, this didn't necessarily ruin the movie by any means, but a good example I have is Interstellar with that point. Because remember the first trailer of Interstellar, you see Matthew McConaughey, you know it has something to do with space.
Yeah, it's cryptic.
You know, it's very good. You know he's sad about something and about probably leaving, but you don't know very much other than that. That was all I needed to want to go see that movie. Then afterwards, you get Michael Caine and Anne Hathaway, and they show you kind of what they do. They show you them going into space and on other planets. I didn't need any of that to go see this movie that was presumably about space that ended up being about so much more. Now, again, I don't think it harmed the movie. It was still a great experience, good movie, but if I didn't see that extra trailer, I would have probably been even happier going into the movie.
Right, and that's the thing. Trailers are becoming, or they always have been really, they're less about an piece of entertainment value, they're just salesmanship.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is they're trying to, what you just mentioned, I guess they're trying to sell it to a harder sell audience. They're like, you know what, the first trailer didn't hook you, here, let us give you more. And I think some people do enjoy that.
I don't totally mind them making a second trailer from a different perspective, trying to get another audience. But the fact is that a lot of these movies will spoil the entire movie and the plot up until the last 10 minutes and just say, oh, you now know everything about this movie, come to watch the end. And and I don't think that's how they should do it.
That's my biggest problem with more than one trailer, or these spoilery trailers, is when you're in a movie theater, you can't avoid it.
Exactly.
When you're sitting there and you're like, oh, trailer for Interstellar. Oh God. It's a new one.
I'm
It's a new
okay
trailer.
with ads or them existing a second trailer. Like if they're in ads or on TV, something that you can sort of skip, that's okay. But or at least a shorter one that probably doesn't have the opportunity to show you the entire movie plot. But I think they should, in theaters, just kind of show you the first trailer or a teaser trailer for this movie.
Yeah, I think the theater should be left with the more cryptic trailers, and then TV or video or YouTube or wherever you see them, where you get the more in-depth stuff. Now, do you ever try to avoid trailers to enhance your movie experience? Like, actively avoid them, not like you have not seen the trailer?
Not generally anymore. I would have maybe a couple months ago, but now that we've been doing this podcast, I do want to know everything
Yeah,
about
we
this
do end
movie,
up seeing
things that I can tell people about this
Yeah,
movie.
we gotta relay that information to you guys. But most recently, for me, The Martian, I saw the first teaser trailer, and I was hooked. I was like, guy on Mars, he's stuck, how's he get home? I'm down. So I actively tried to avoid every single trailer. When it would come on TV, I'd hit mute and look away. In the theater, I actually had to shove my fingers into my ears and start yelling la 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 la. A couple times I did walk out because I saw a lot of movies around that time, and it honestly enhanced my experience. If you could go in just knowing one trailer or even no trailer sometimes.
Yeah.
I think it is a travesty of trailers. We have way too many.
If you could go into a movie just knowing the actors and a little bit about the plot without even seeing a trailer, just like, oh, that's the Matt Damon space movie. It's directed by the guy who directed Alien.
Yeah.
That's all you need. If you like Matt Damon or space or the movie Alien, you're gonna probably go see it anyway, so you don't need any spoilers.
It's kind of like you got a hot date coming up in about a week. The first trailer is you see the menu of the restaurant you're going to. You're like, ooh, that sandwich sounds really nice. And then you get there and eat the sandwich and you're like, that was really nice. That's seeing one trailer and then eating your sandwich. But the way these trailers kind of work out is they're like, all right, well, here's some crumbs from the bread. And you're like, all right, well, that was pretty delicious. They're like, all right, here's a nice big piece of meat, but it's not the whole piece of meat you're going to get out of the sandwich. And by the time you had all these little pieces, you get to the sandwich and you're like, yeah, I already knew what I was getting into with the sandwich. It could still be a good sandwich, but...
I don't totally agree with that analogy because I will eat the same delicious food all the time and be okay with it.
True.
But I see where you're coming from.
It's the idea of it, of you're getting a little bit too much
Yeah.
for something that, what's the point of even paying sometimes?
Or it's like knowing about your surprise party before you go to it.
Exactly. Like, do you feel they're overselling? Like, do you ever see a trailer with the purpose being they're trying to really sell you, but they gave you so much you don't go see the movie?
Rush, that Ron Howard movie with Chris Hemsworth. I knew the whole movie before going into it. I was like, it looked kind of interesting, but now I don't care because I know what's going to happen.
Yeah, I think that's one of the problems with these kind of trailers is that you get so much information that you just don't want to see the movie. Or, what was it most recently? Batman vs. Superman, their second trailer spoiled the real villain.
Yeah.
Pretty heavily, and it was a disaster of a spoiler because A, we didn't need to know that, and B, they didn't need to include that in the movie.
Yeah.
That's another conversation. And that honestly made me like way less excited to see the movie. And it completely just hampered my expectations. I mean, initially I was very excited, and that one was just like, here's everything you could know about the movie, and I was like, why would I go see this? I mean, I still saw it, unfortunately, but it is a problem that could occur.
I agree.
So, with trailers being a piece of salesmanship, I think movie theaters are putting way too much work into them. We mentioned earlier, Furious 8 has a little teaser for the teaser trailer, which they're going to have a huge debut event for on Sunday. That's just ridiculous. I mean, the trailer is just an ad. You don't need to do a huge debut event for an ad.
Or like how on Monday Night Football, they've been showing different trailers. Like that's how we got the premiere of the Last Night trailer. That's how we got the premiere of the Force Awakens last trailer.
Which is interesting. They use trailers to get people to watch certain events. Trailers are like huge. Pop culturally, everyone loves a lot of people like cannot wait for trailers. I know with Phantom Menace, people would go see whatever movie was playing the Phantom Menace trailer just to see what the Phantom Menace would be.
That's pretty awesome.
I mean, if internet wasn't around, that's kind of what's happening with Monday Night Football. I don't watch football, and I watched the game the other night just to see the Transformers trailer and be like, all right, what's this all about? So it kind of works. It's interesting to think about. Another thing I've noticed is there's a Life trailer we linked below, and it's just one example. Is sometimes trailers, especially on the internet, or mostly on the internet, trailers in the beginning have a 5 to 10 second mini trailer for the trailer.
It's trailering a trailer to let you know if you want to watch the full trailer or just do the too long don't read for those Redditors version of that.
It's like essentially they'll show you all the actors like back, flash, actor. Scene of action with some like music that's crescendoing to a very loud volume, and then they show you the title, and then you get into the actual trailer.
Yeah.
So they're kind of not only are they spoiling movies with their trailers, now they're spoiling their trailers with
their trailers.
Yeah. So it's an interesting rabbit hole we're jumping down. I'm not really happy with the state of trailers today. I kind of understand with this modern day of advertising and even 5-second YouTube ads.
It's kind of interesting to be saturated with all this content.
Yeah.
So I don't hate it, but I do think it could be a little better. But what's nice about the internet and everything is that you can generally pick and choose what you watch and what you want to hear. The only downside is going to movies and sort of being forced, unless you want to close your eyes and hold your ears like a weird person.
Or those times you
or
do...
a very dedicated person.
Dedicated. It's a lot of dedication and passion. Or, I mean, honestly, sometimes you do go see the first trailer and it's the most spoilery one. And you can't avoid it. I think trailer editing is an art.
Yeah.
It should be treated less like a sales tactic and more, maybe middle ground, art and sales tactic.
Now, are there any trailers recently that have gotten you really excited to see the movie without spoiling anything?
Always, you mentioned Interstellar earlier. Christopher Nolan's first 1 or 2 trailers are always very awesome. This new one for Dunkirk that came out, it's the only one that's come out, I believe, so far. It just features some shots of the soldiers, an aerial shot, and that's all it tells you. It doesn't give you any characters. But you get excited because you are it's Christopher Nolan. It's going to be shot beautifully. It looks good already. I'm in. So I think any Christopher Nolan trailer, I'm down for. What about you?
I was absolutely in love with this trailer. When I saw it in the theaters, I don't remember what it was for, maybe Doctor Strange, but it's called The Cure for Wellness. Stars the main character from Chronicle. He was also in The Amazing Spider-Man 2 as Harry Osborn. And it doesn't show you a whole lot about that movie, but just everything, the presence, the artwork, everything about that trailer just got me excited to see this movie. I have no idea what it's about. I just want to see it. And that was the perfect trailer for me.
I don't know much of what it's about either, but I agree. That was a really good trailer, and I don't need to see another one. If another trailer comes out, will you be interested in watching it, or will you avoid it?
Yes, because I want to know what it's about. I just really hope that they don't spoil too much.
I think you should go in blind. You should cover your ears, make some noise, and just avoid it. I mean, it's 3 months. We'll see what happens. That being said, we're going to move on to today's giveaway and quickie review, because we're coming on the tail end of our show. Today's giveaway is Punch Drunk Love, starring Adam Sandler and Emily Watson, not Emma Watson.
Oh.
Adam Sandler, Emma Watson, Emily
Still
Watson,
British.
And who directed this one?
Paul Thomas Anderson.
Paul Thomas Anderson. PTA made a movie with Adam Sandler. And was it good? You'll have to listen and find out. But before then, we do have a live chat on the side. But after the video is uploaded fully and not live streaming, if you guys want to win this copy, just give the video a subscribe or comment. Subscribe to our channel.
Subscribe to the channel.
Like the video.
a
And just leave a comment. What you thought about the show, what you think about the movie, anything. How your day's going, the weather, and you could win this movie. But
how much do you like Adam Sandler movies? What's your favorite?
But make sure you do all those 3 steps, otherwise you can't win. That being said, what'd you think of Punch Drunk Love?
I really liked it.
You sound surprised.
Yeah, because, well, I do generally enjoy Adam Sandler movies because I think they're funny, or at least I used to when I was younger, when they all came out.
Yeah.
But this is a serious, more mature, still a little funny version of Adam Sandler that I really liked, and I'm kind of surprised he hasn't done at all.
Yeah, it's been about 10, 15 years since he made Punch
2002.
Drunk Love, and so it's interesting that he hasn't done more dramatic since then. I think he may have done one. I forget what it's called.
But I'm sure he tried, but...
It's a Paul Thomas Anderson movie, so you're always going to expect the best. Have you seen any of his other films?
I saw Inherent Vice, didn't love it.
Didn't love it. You should check out some of his other ones.
There Will Be Blood?
There Will Be Blood is my favorite of his. Magnolia is a big one. But Punch Drunk Love, I enjoyed. Adam Sandler plays kind of a neurotic guy, and he's just, his life isn't where he wants it to be.
A typical guy, he's sad, he's at his job, he's single, He just has no friends, no one to talk to
He
really.
has an addiction to not couponing, but finding deals, and his life's just hard. His sisters give him flack.
He's got like 7 sisters, and they all just make fun of him all the
His
time.
boss gives him flack. Yeah, his sisters are just jerks to him, and he tries to release some steam, and he gets caught up in some shenanigans with Philip Seymour Hoffman. But he does find love, or does he? He finds someone he thinks he loves at some point. We're not gonna spoil what happens, but I really like his relationship with this actress Emily Watson. Again, it's nice seeing Adam Sandler's more dramatic side. It's not completely serious. There's some humor.
It's a lot like his character from Anger Management in that he like kind of keeps to himself. He doesn't seem like an angry person, but the anger builds up inside, and to do that, he just punches things.
Yeah, he
just
takes out that same anger that you see in Anger Management, but this time it's a little bit. Anger Management, he's always angry, yeah. But this one, it builds up, like you said.
It builds up more realistically, like a person that you can really relate to.
Yeah, and Paul Thomas Anderson, I think it's part of Adam Sandler's great performance comes from Paul's directing. Paul did a great job directing the cast to act how he wanted them to act based on the script. The shots were awesome. The scenes looked great. Everything flowed perfectly. Paul Thomas Anderson, I think, is one of the greatest living directors right now. Probably top 10, top 20.
Yeah, there were some very interesting performances and relationships between Adam Sandler and, of course, Emily Watson, but also Philip Seymour Hoffman and a couple other smaller characters around. And you could just tell, and just everything seemed genuine. Everyone had a purpose and personality traits. And it was well done. The story wasn't the most interesting. It was more the side plots were more interesting than the actual story.
Yeah, the story is composed of a lot of little stories that Adam Sandler's kind of the glue that holds it all together. And I like that the movie's not afraid to get weird. Some things, I mean, it's not always sunshine and roses for Adam Sandler. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. But some of his interactions with a lot of characters are weird. The main plot where he, through a bunch of pudding packs, I believe, gets some special rewards is kind of cool. And it's just nice. It's a kind of a nice love story. It's nice looking into this character's life. Adam Sandler did a wonderful job. I think it's a great movie.
It just seems genuine, and all of the awkwardness just seems like it would really happen somewhere. Again, it's a little quirky, but it just seems like real life to me. And I really enjoyed it, and I appreciate it.
It was a nice look into this man's life. What did you like? Is there anything?
Again, like the overall story was pretty generic and predictable, but the underlying presences of this story were what really caught me.
So you didn't like the story? I didn't think it was that generic. I mean, it's a story you've seen bits and pieces of. Like I said, it's a lot of stories tied together. So you've seen pieces of all those stories before.
And maybe it was a little too simple, and Emily Watson's character herself I didn't love too much. I just liked her
character
interaction.
didn't have an insane amount of depth.
And same for the sisters, like...
Yeah, you don't get to learn about them too much. They're separate sisters, but they all really feel the same.
They kind of annoyed me too, but like I think that was the purpose of them, but...
But I did really like Philip Seymour Hoffman. I
Agreed.
didn't mention him earlier. He's always been a great actor, and this is no shortness of acting skill coming from him here. Yeah, from start to finish, I didn't think I would like it as much because I've heard it's a bit dramatic, not too slow, but it takes a while to get into the main story.
It takes a bit to get into it, but it builds character.
Yeah, it's a nice slow burn, and it's a lot of character. That's the problem. I think a lot of people look at a slower movie and just say, I'm bored, there's not enough dialogue or action or whatever it is. But this movie uses those slower moments to give you just emotion from characters, kind of set up where the story's going, and even sometimes just give you shots and let you absorb yourself in the world they're kind of setting here with the warehouse and I think the Hawaii. It was Hawaii,
It
right?
really, it was in Hawaii.
The Hawaii shots. Honolulu?
That's
Maybe?
where it usually is. I don't know.
I don't know. It's really nice looking.
Yeah.
Like I said, Paul Thomas Anderson never really strays away from gorgeous shots. And he has a nice balance between gorgeous imagery and like realism in his shots, so I liked it.
Yeah, they just spend the whole movie kind of building the nuances of Adam Sandler's character, and it ends up being satisfying by the end.
Agreed. So, do you give this movie a 10 out of 10?
No, I give it an 8.4.
8.4. How'd you arrive at that number, I'll ask you?
I believe, honestly, we're looking at this movie through rose-colored goggles, and I remember not liking it as much as what we're saying right now.
I remember very much enjoying it. I don't think it's perfect. I'm not going to say it's perfect. The movie, like I said, it's slow at moments. A lot of it is character building, but you can't stop someone from being bored, and I was bored at parts of it. The characters, like I said, Adam Sandler is the most interesting character, and he's the guy bringing all these stories together, but the characters in the smaller stories weren't fantastic. For that reason, I think it's a well-made movie.
Yes.
So I'm going to go with a lower than your score. I'm going to go with an even number, 8.0 out of 10.
Yeah, it's just, it might not be the most entertaining movie. It is emotionally satisfying, I believe, but there are some flaws.
I'd say stick around for it. You're going to like it.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a very good movie. If you don't like Adam Sandler, I would still try to give him a chance because his, if you can just tell by the Rotten Tomatoes scores, I think of all his classic comedies, the highest rated is a 46.
Yeah, this
And
is one of his higher rated
This
films,
is
right?
around
Or
a
the
79
highest.
or an 80. I believe
Not
it is by
bad.
far the
It's
highest.
very close to our score.
Yeah. Now it's Rotten Tomatoes, so it's a little bit different, but agreed. The critics do have a pretty
The
strong
critics liked
consensus with us.
And we did
they
too.
liked it.
So our average is an 8.2. Remember, if you want to win this, just leave a comment, like, and subscribe. That being said, we're going to move on to
You're
this
gonna
week's
love it.
box office.
All right.
So what do we got in the box office this week, Timothy?
This week, we predicted it very well.
We had the right top 5.
We both had the right top 5, but the wrong order.
Wrong order. So, for those of you who don't remember from last week, because we don't either, we don't expect you to, Tim guessed Moana, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, Doctor Strange, Arrival, and Allied, respectively.
And Howie, our guest, Moana, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, Allied, Doctor Strange, and Arrival. But the actual order was Moana, number 1. We got that right.
Correct.
Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, number 2. Also got that right. But we both got 3, 4, 5 incorrect.
Which
It was
was
Arrival,
Arrival.
Allied, Doctor Strange.
And the numbers for those were Moana pulled in a solid 28 million. Fantastic Beasts still going strong in its third or fourth week, I think third week, at 18 million. We have Arrival, which pulled ahead of Doctor Strange and Allied, which is awesome.
That's
Arrival
pretty
made
awesome.
7 million, didn't have a huge drop. Allied 7 million as well, and Doctor Strange 6.684 million.
51%
To get
drop.
very exact. Yeah, so not a huge drop. It's to be expected for a movie like that. I just
Yeah.
want to point out how happy I am that Arrival pulled 73 million on a $47 million budget.
7.3 million. Oh wait, 73 million total.
yeah.
My
Whoa
Sorry.
there, but that's good. I mean,
Yeah,
7.3 is
mine's-
good for the weekend, and 73 is a good overall, and it's still growing. They're
that
not
was
dropping
its
too bad.
third week. I want to say.
I believe
Fourth week?
it's fourth week, so not bad numbers
Yeah.
for the fourth week. So that was our top 5. Another new movie that came out last week that didn't crack top 5 was Incarnate, a new horror movie, I believe.
So we were correct. No new movies came even close.
Yeah, none of the new films. I mean, there weren't many, I don't think. But
And
yeah,
they weren't
Incarnate
really out wide.
came in at number 9 with 2.5, which doesn't bode well. But I mean, it cost 5 million to make, so it's not the biggest loss.
Incarnate had less than half of the theaters of Moana, which is now in its second. It was in its second weekend. I want to say.
Moana was?
Yes.
I believe so. You're correct. So that's last week. Coming out this week, we have in a limited release. One we're anticipating a lot. We're going to talk about it more next week when it goes wide. But La La Land. So if you have a limited theater that you can catch it at, go see it there. In
Looks
wider
awesome.
release, it looks great. In wider release, first off, we have Office Christmas Party.
That's it's a comedy.
It's a comedy starring Jason Bateman, T.J. Miller, Jennifer Aniston, Kate McKinnon.
Vanessa Bayer, Olivia Munn, Jillian Bell, and Rob Corddry. I know who all of those are.
They're all pretty good actors, like B-list kind of
Yeah,
A-list.
B, C-list kind of
It's
actors.
a comedy with Office Christmas Party. That's about it.
Yeah,
I think
you know everything
Yeah.
about it just by the title. They're all going to lose their jobs unless some big businessman wants to give them a contract at this company.
so. They're
And
like, let's throw them a party.
let's throw a party.
It looks like a typical party movie, but we're not here to speculate. We're just here to tell you what's coming out.
It looks kind of funny.
looks okay.
We'll see.
Number 2 this week is Jessica Chastain, I believe, in Miss Sloane.
In the high-stakes world of political power brokers, Elizabeth Sloane, played by Jessica Chastain, is the most sought-after and formidable lobbyist in Washington, D.C., known for her cunning and her track record of success. She has always done whatever is required to win, but then she takes on the most powerful opponent of her career. She finds that winning may come at too high a price.
And that's all there to say about Miss Sloane. And now coming out in more wider release.
Looks a little bit like the Ides of March.
It does. It reminds me a little bit of Ides of March, which we did review several weeks ago. Go back and look for that if you'd like. And the last film coming out in a much wider release than it did before, we talked about it briefly as well, is Nocturnal Animals, a Tom Ford movie starring Amy Adams and Jake Gyllenhaal. And
Looks pretty good.
Michael Shannon. It looks good. I'd say check it out in a theater near you. It's getting a lot of great reviews.
We've already described it in previous episodes,
And
so...
it's the one of this weekend I'm looking most forward to. So now that we know what's out and what's coming out, Tim, I bequeath you to answer me, what is your top 5 predictions for this week?
I will take your bequeath and run with it.
Do it up.
Number 1, Moana.
Ooh, the suspense was killing me on that one. You're
Number
thinking
2,
number 1, Moana.
Office Christmas Party.
Okay,
Number 3, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
you got that.
Number 4, Nocturnal Animals. And number 5, Arrival.
Number 4, Nocturnal Animals, and number 5, Ralph. Now the goal here is to tick up the scoreboard, so you're hoping your top 5 are good.
Yes.
I'm going to have a much different top 5 than you, but before
And
we
we
do
can
that,
take up our scoreboard from last
the
week.
scoreboard needs to be updated. We're at a tie, so this week we've got to switch things up to kind of get the excitement going. So to switch it up, I'm going to say Office Christmas Party is going to take advantage of the holiday season and come in at number 1.
That's
Moana
not a bad call.
is going to fight it and stay holding on to number 2. I think Fantastic Beasts is going to have a strong hold on number 3. I think Nocturnal Animals is going to beat another Amy Adams picture for number 4. And then number 4 is going to be Amy Adams again with Arrival. And number 5...
So not Nocturnal Animals.
Nocturnal Animals number 4. And then number 5
then
Arrival.
Arrival. Number
Did
5.
I name all 5? There you go. guys.
So we just
There's my
switched
5.
1 and 2.
Is that all we switched?
I believe so.
Gosh. Okay, you know what I'll do? I'll switch Arrival with another redhead movie. Miss Sloane. Let's say Miss
Okay.
Sloane takes over Arrival. So there you
regret
go.
that decision.
I might regret that decision, but in the interest of keeping things lively and fun and having a good time here and beating you at this contest, I'm going to say that's my top 5.
Okay. We'll see what happens next week.
And if you guys watching are interested in these box office predictions and guessing and all that fun stuff, there is a cool website called Fantasy Movie League, which kind of works like any fantasy sport where you have a movie theater, you select which movies you think will do the hottest that weekend, and you fill your screening rooms with that movie. Are there more specific rules you want to get into?
It's more just like whichever movie had the highest last week, which was Moana, will have the most amount of points, and you can't exceed a certain amount of points. So you have to determine which movies are going to do the best based on their projections or how well they did last week.
Yeah, it's not as easy as it sounds, but it's really fun. You guys should join. They just started, so you're going to be a week behind, but it's not a huge deal.
No, you can still win
One
prizes.
week, you could have a great second week or any other week and just catch up. So it's something you guys should check out. I will put a link for that in the description, but if I do not end up doing that, it's pretty easy to find. Just go to Google and look up Fantasy Movie League or go to fantasymovieleague.com. So that being said, that's it for today.
That's a wrap, folks.
Anything else you want to talk about before we leave these lovely people?
We saw Trolls.
Oh, yeah, we saw Trolls last night.
It was trolly.
It was fine.
Yeah.
I'd say check it out if you have kids or if it's on TV.
Yeah, there was one really funny moment that shouldn't have been funny.
Yeah, we didn't laugh. It's a kids movie, and we laughed at the more
Serious side of it.
yeah. But that we saw Trolls. What you also saw?
I liked the beginning of Trolls. I thought the art style was really cool. In
the
some
art style was
parts.
awesome. If you guys have played any Yoshi's Woolly World kind of stuff, it's very
Music was pretty good.
But you also saw, real quick before we wrap it up here, you saw Moonlight. Can we get a quickie review before we sign off?
Moonlight was the story of a black child in Miami living with a single mother on drugs, and it's told in 3 parts, similar to Steve Jobs, and it's just kind of the story of his life up to a young man in his 20s, I want to say, and it just kind of defines who he is and all of his experiences. It's kind of a hard movie to tell or to talk about. It's very serious. It's an intense movie. It's not for everyone, but it's very, very well done. It's just really well acted, well directed. The shots are good. The script is amazing. Just the dialogue helps drive the movie a lot, and even what the characters don't say, their body language, it's very good. And if you're into intense movies, or maybe
Want to see a
Just-
projected Oscar winner this year? See Moonlight?
yeah, a movie of sort of lower off people. I don't really know how to.
The score,
Describe
goddammit!
it.
Give us the score.
Oh, a score? Probably 9.5.
Holy
It was
moly!
really good.
So that's a pretty good score. I have to check it out, and you inspired me with that one. That was one of the greatest quickie reviews we've had on the show, honestly.
Just go see it.
So you guys go see Moonlight too. Please enter for our Punch Drunk Love. We appreciate you being on the show, and we'll see you. Quick note: we'll see you next week, but on Friday, I believe. If you follow us on social media, we'll keep you updated. Because
so we can give you a review.
a review of Rogue One, hopefully. So just keep an eye out on social media. There's links to that below. But we should be live next Friday instead of next Wednesday. And with that, have a good night.
Yeah. Consider This Movie Show, episode 6 is a wrap. Please like us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Like this video, subscribe to Consider on YouTube, and we will see you next week.
All right, take it easy.